Hawk sports fans, welcome back to the channel. This is one that's been brewing for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. We got a good mutual friend. Shout out Dom Tomasello, good man. But tonight, guys, we got one of the best lightweight prospects on the roster, probably in the UFC, to be completely honest. And I was already telling him this off camera. I'm gonna tell you guys this too. He's the uncrowned king of the UFC when it comes to beanies. The dude just has grip. He's got the best hats. He always has the best fits. So if y'all already aren't following him, make sure you guys see his Instagram handle whenever I get to it eventually later on in the show. But we got our boy MarQuel Mederos joining us tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brother, it's an honor to finally get you on here. You've been following me for a minute. I appreciate that follow back. Anytime somebody follows me before the interview, that says a lot about them as a fighter. So I really do appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, 100%. Hold on. This crazy dude is calling me. Hold on. Let's see what he says. I'm gonna tell him I'm in the interview. What's up, man? What you got going on? Oh, come on, man. What you doing, man? Hey, I'm doing an interview right now, man.
What's up, Yusuf?
Get this man a fight, bro.
I know, man. He hasn't fought since 316. I know. They got to get him booked,
I
bro.
called him out. He don't want to fight. I called him out. He don't want to fight, but
You down below, man. You're at 45. You're at 45.
I think he said he wanted to go to 45, but I told him I
Oh,
was
hell no.
55.
Hey, that's a big difference on the weight cut, though, man. I don't know if Markel's trying to do all that.
Hey, he know how my weight cuts is the 55. He know what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has big weight cuts for it.
Hey, you telling too much, man. You telling too much.
That boy's crazy.
That boy got some hips on him.
Hey, but I'll hit you back after this, man.
He's talking crazy.
Already.
All right, well, there's the number 7 prospect in the featherweight division. He's calling out Markel, I guess. You guys go back though. Clearly, I mean, you guys both Colorado at one point, right? You're now at the lab, correct?
Right. Yeah, we're
You
both
guys,
at Factory X, and then I decided just to make a move for myself. It was expensive in Colorado, so I went and checked a couple gyms, and I like the lab's environment. I like the head coach John Crouch. I like how there's a lot of high level bodies, coaches, good coaches there, but I think the main thing with me is having people around who are doing great things. I just love greatness, bro. Greatness in itself is just, and it doesn't even have to be in a fighting sense. Like when you see great, I don't even watch baseball, but you gotta respect Shohei Ohtani, right? Like stuff like that. So it's like when you see greatness in a room, you'll be dumb not to want to join it and then try to get to the top of it, you know? So yeah, I made that move over to the lab. But yeah, that's my boy, man. We go back a long time since Factory X.
well, that's cool to see that. I can definitely see you guys being friends. You guys are both high energy dudes, both young guys. But I've had dudes on here from the lab. Kyler Phillips is my guy. Trayshawn Gore is my guy.
Hmm.
MMA Lab is just, I feel like you guys are just continuing to improve. It's definitely on the map. It's one of the best gyms in the UFC for sure. But Markel, I always start off every single interview off with, I think, with what's the most important question to me at least. How are you and your family currently doing, man?
Smooth, man. Smooth. Always doing good. Um, I mean, I keep it cordial, man. I don't do too much as far as like the family. Like obviously, I'm not saying like I chill with my family and stuff, but um, I keep it copacetic. One thing I will say about family is like, and this is just advice to fighters, right? Um, yeah, if somebody is watching this and they're an up and coming fighter, yeah, family life and your at home life is just as important as what you're doing in the cage. Because I've seen a lot of guys have immense talent, and if you don't have at home locked up, you'll get in that cage and you won't fight the same for sure.
Yeah, man. And I think you just hit the nail on the head right there. That's really cool to hear that coming from you, too. You know, you're still a young guy, but it seems like you got your head on straight, especially right there. You got to have a good foundation at home because that bleeds into your work life and everything else you do. So you're
Thank you.
absolutely right there. I couldn't agree with that more. So that's a great message right there, Markel. But I got to ask now. I already mentioned at the top of the show that we got a mutual friend, so we got to talk about him a little bit, man. How did you and Dom meet each other, man? How did you guys come?
Man. Don was keep creeping on my page at like 2 a.m. He must have had a couple drinks. He was like, "Damn, nah." Nah, I was at the PI for International Fight Week. I was doing some stuff with Aries Tech, the company Aries Tech, and I was there for International Fight Week. And I was training. Oh, I was training with Cody Steele, and this young kid named Jackson, and I was training with them. And he was taking pictures, I think, for Amir Albazi at that time. And then
Yep.
I'm pretty sure you know who Bobby is. Bobby introduced us, and then we just chopped it up from there. He was always chill, always super cool dude, man. Dom's a real chill guy. I like Dom a lot.
Yeah, he's really laid back, and I don't think anybody gets better fighter flicks than he does. I
Hmm.
mean, he just, I know he sends over a file to you guys, and you just want to post all of them on Instagram immediately, bro. It just makes you look,
Yeah,
and it's really cool whenever you got something like that to post. It looks professional, looks clean. So when everybody's getting on your page, they're scrolling on Instagram, they're gonna stop and look at that. They got a picture of you that Dom took because it just looks nice, man. He does a good job.
yeah, he does, and he has his own style too. Like I feel like a lot of these photographers nowadays are trying to do the same thing and then just copy paste. But he has his own style. The way he even shoots his photography is dope. So yeah, it sticks out the way he does his things for sure.
That's awesome. And you definitely got to be different to show out in this world. I mean, and you're doing that right now inside the UFC. I think there's bigger things ahead, for what you got going on. I do want to get into it a little bit, Markel. You're 2-0 this year. You're on a 9-fight win streak. Currently
Mhm.
11-1 right now is a professional record. How do you think that this jump to the MMA Lab has helped, take your game to the next level? And then what advantages do you think that being at the lab gives you over being at maybe another gym?
Um, Circling back to the first thing I said is the experience and the bodies in there, right? Like you take a guy like Benson Henderson, for instance. He was a champion at one point. He's very underrated because he didn't talk too much and he didn't say too much. He wasn't like the most crowd friendly guy, but he gets straight to business. So you take a guy like Benson, and you see what he's doing in the room. He's still training. He's I don't know. I don't want to overestimate his age, but he's an older guy and he's still showing up to the gym in shape and doing his thing. So it sets an example because I'm like, damn, I can only imagine what he was doing 15 years ago. So if this guy's doing that now, it just sets precedent for where something to chase. I think if you have something to look at around you, you don't even, and they don't even have to be better than you in a sense, but if you have people around you who have qualities that aspire you to grow in that aspect, then you're doing something right. And I think that's my advantage at the lab. There's so many bodies and so many different people that are great at certain things that it allows me to chase those things. Let's say that.
That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate
And
that.
and if I'm being honest, from an ego perspective, I want to be the best at everything. So it's like if he's good at it, I want to beat his ass at it.
Exactly, bro. I mean, if you're around the best, you eventually adapt to that yourself. You might get your ass kicked at first. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
just, MMA or fighting in general. That's any sport. But if you get your foot in the door and you can go ahead and be around the greats, you eventually become a great too. So I think you're
right.
right down the path for that right now. You're already showing, the signs of that. So I can't wait to see what's ahead for you, brother. But we do got
Appreciate
to talk a little bit about the future, Markel. Yusuf joined the interview at the
you.
beginning of it. He kind of stole one of my questions I got for you, but you haven't been booked since UFC 316. You got the unanimous decision win. You started off the card with a dominant performance right there. When can
Mhm.
we expect to see you back in the octagon, man?
I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing with the UFC. You never know, right? It's just whenever they book you, you just be ready. Shit. If I knew, I would tell you, but I have no idea. I think also with with these kind of things, right? Especially with me not getting booked for so long, it just makes me want to go put more of an emphasis on having a dominant performance because I feel when you go dominate in your fights, then they're more likely to book you faster. Like me, I'm not even gonna lie. My first couple fights in the UFC was kind of like, to my standard, it was some BS, some bullshit. Um, Now that I'm finally getting comfortable, I definitely feel whoever I fight next is they're gonna get some good work. But uh, that's one aspect that I do know about the UFC. If you perform and you perform well, they want to get you back in there fast and that momentum. So I think that's a little bit on me and needing to go finish a guy for sure.
And that leads me right into my next question. You, over the past few days, and I'm glad this interview is happening now because we do got something to talk about. You
Right.
recently just called out Kyle Nelson after he
Mm,
got the win over Matt Frivola in
mm.
Canada a few weeks ago. Why do you like that matchup for you? And, when you look at him, what makes you, see a great performance from you and you going out there just making a statement over Kyle Nelson?
I mean, I so initially to take it a step further back, I had called out Matt Frivola. Um, that none of that came to fruition. I see. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if these call outs work. Like I called out Kyle Nelson. Potentially it happens. Potentially it doesn't. But I called out Kyle Nelson because he's up there closer to the top 15 right now that he beat Matt. I just think it's a good matchup too. He's flat-footed. He's don't get it twisted. He's a dog like he showed in that Matt Frivola fight. But there's a lot of things I feel I can expose and would if we fought.
For sure. And I love that call out for you. I mean, you posted it as well. I saw
Hmm.
that and I was like, damn, man. I think that's a fight that he needs. Kyle's actually a pretty good name in the UFC for someone that's
Yeah.
not in that division as well. I mean, the lightweight division in general is really stacked, but I think whenever you called him out right there, I kind of just lit a light bulb up over my head. I think I was like, man, I really like that matchup for MarQuel for sure. So hopefully
Yeah.
that happens for you, brother. I'm praying for you that that'll come to fruition and you go out there and make that statement like I know you're looking for right now. But
Yeah, I wanted him to respond though. He didn't respond to the call. He just liked the post. I was like, all right, I guess we'll take the like. At least you
oh
see
my
it.
gosh,
I
whatever.
wanted him to go and get a little back and forth so you can get something going on it, but he was just like, yeah, let's just hit that with the like. I was
Oh
like,
my god.
okay.
Yeah, that's the silent way of like not letting the fans know that he really looked into it. That's just a way of him letting you know like he's seen it. So
He's like, I see you. I
keep
see
jabbing
you.
at him, bro. Maybe you got to keep
Yeah.
getting out a tweet or two every week, something like that.
Wake up in the morning, first thing on my mind, Kyle Nelson.
just roll over on the bed, grab the phone. Oh yeah, I got to tweet out. It's Thursday. I'm gonna tweet him out every Thursday. So
It's Thursday. I've been thinking about you, Kyle.
yeah, that's what you got to do though. I mean, one of my other
It
buddies
is. It is.
is Shimrock. He's also a lightweight. He fights in Qatar. The dude just calls people out constantly. I don't know if the dude sets alarms on his phone to call people out, but it seems to
But
work. He just gets
the
people.
thing is too is like what I've had a tendency of seeing, because I know like when not even my weight class, but just when guys call people out, they never get the guys they call out unless it's like in like the top 10, top 5 type area. When it's outside, it's kind of just what the matchmakers want. Like if Sean runs my weight class, if Sean thinks it's a good fight, he's like, okay, throw it together. But I don't think they pay attention too much to maybe the post fight call outs, but I don't think they check in Twitter like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? They got too much on their plate. They're not checking Twitter.
I think they should though, man. With it being $1 billion company in the UFC, you guys are on the stage now where I think like little stuff like that and into detail, somebody should be looking into that. Maybe not him, obviously, because of what his job title is, but I feel like we're at the point now at the UFC with it how big it is now, and people
Mm,
need jobs out there. There's people that are very knowledgeable. Like there should be people checking on that, even if you're not
yeah,
ranked. That shit's important, bro. To me, at least,
yeah.
I think it's really important.
The UFC got a Twitter matchmaker. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds
No,
awful.
it is. Hey, you gotta if this. I mean, we can say what it is. Like if this is a um fan driven sport, you're gonna get the fans what they want, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, that's what it is at the end of the day. Because no matter how good a fight could be, if the fans aren't interested in it, it's not gonna sell. And if you're a company, your job is to sell. So
Exactly. I think you're exactly right on that. So maybe we do need somebody to start scanning tweets. I mean, that seems like a pretty simple job. If the UFC is hiring for that one day, you hit your
come
boy up.
on now.
I'll do it. I'll cook some shit up real quick. I'll make sure
I'm gonna
guys
be adding you every morning.
do it, man. Do it. Hey, I'm here, brother. I'm always here. That's why I got such a good relationship with all these guys inside the UFC. So, it wouldn't be like that for no reason. But Markel, we'd like to have fun on here, man. I gotta ask you some rapid fire questions before I let you get out of here. I know you got a background with Texas. You were born there.
Mm,
I know you were living in Colorado at one point to train where Yusuf is at as well. So I gotta ask
mhm.
you, man, we're starting off with a banger right here. You rocking with Team Texas or Team Colorado? Which state do you like more?
Texas through and through. Now, let me preface this because I mean I really don't give a fuck, but uh, Colorado, like the state, beautiful. Like I don't, it has too much to it. Like you can go an hour, go snowboarding. You can go an hour. You can go. You know what I mean? It just has a lot to it. But Texas, the people, man, it's something real about Southern hospitality, and that's what I grew up on. And yeah, bro, you can't beat that. I will beat great people over a great surroundings any day.
For
Because your
sure.
people, the people create your surroundings. You can be in a beautiful place with bullshit people, and it won't feel like anything because the people around you. So Texas, like that for that reason.
Let's go, man. I'm also from Kentucky, so I know what that Southern hospitality is like.
Come
You
on
gotta have
now.
it, man. You gotta have it. I mean, it's all about you could be in the worst city in the world, but if you
Yeah,
got the right people, man, you can make it fun. I truly
right.
believe, I wholeheartedly believe that if you got the good group of people around you, you got a good city, you can make a shit town into something that's the Super Bowl compared to other places if they don't got the right people. So I love
100%.
from you right there, man. I'm
Yeah.
really right there. Uh, Anywhere in this world, if you don't got the people, it's not shit. You got to make it what it is. So that's awesome right there. But MarQuel, I got to ask you now, man. We've been talking about MMA the whole time. You see the sign behind me. We do cover
Mhm.
sports, even though I do, mostly interview UFC fighters. What's your favorite sport besides MMA?
Oh man, if you would have asked me this maybe like 10 years ago, I would have. I don't know because I don't pay attention to it. I pay attention to certain players and like I said, great people in the sport, but I'm not into it as much. But when I was coming up, it was football. It was
Okay.
football for sure.
Did you have a
Yeah.
favorite player or favorite team back then?
Uh, my favorite player probably if I was just to give you an all time player, probably Michael Vick.
Oh man, he was disgusting. He was
Yeah.
bro. That's a
He
great
in my opinion, he was like the Allen Iverson of football. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Both of those guys, they're just different. I really don't know how else to describe it. They just bring like the aura on those guys, the way they
Yeah.
play basketball and football. It's just a little bit different from everybody else.
It's
So
bringing that swag to the game. Now, don't get me wrong, like at the end of the day, your job is to win. But if you're talking about like what influenced me the most when I was a kid, it's that presence that you had, like, and when everybody's coming into that arena, they coming there to see you. So them dudes were definitely like the pinnacle of the peak of what I like to watch. Now, if we talking like as far as a greatness factor, that's completely different. But just my favorite entertainment wise, those guys.
yeah, for sure. Those guys got a lot of swag. You still see people to this day wearing Iverson big jerseys out on the street, or even in
Mhm.
stadiums. So those guys just paved the path for swagger in sports. I think so. They were awesome. Definitely some goats of the early 2000s for sure. But
Mhm.
Mark, we've talked a lot about the MMA Lab. You talked about all the bodies there. I think it's pretty obvious that you since your boy from Colorado. Who's your favorite teammate though?
My favorite teammate, man, I would say my boy Jack. So I give you a little backstory why he's my favorite. So when I when I first got to the lab, I don't know if you know, you probably heard a couple stories. When you go to any MMA gym, especially when you trying out, I know from experience because I've been the guy on the other end. Like when you're the new guy, you're getting tested. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, they want to see what you got, so they want to try to kill you. So this is Wednesday at MMA Lab. On Wednesdays we spar with big gloves, so it's no takedowns, just pure kickboxing. So Jack's not a big guy. He's probably like 5'8", 5'7". He fights at 135. He's not a huge guy by any means, but he has a mentality about him. Like he's 5'7", 5'8", 135, but in his head he's 6'6", 280. You know what I mean? So he comes up to me. He's like, now, mind you, I've already been going rounds and rounds, whatever. Everybody's coming at me. So I'm like, all right, cool. Jack comes up to me. He's like, hey, and he's from England too. So he got his little accent. He's like, hey, you want to spar, yeah? I'm like, all right, yeah, what's up? Let's do it. He just walks away. He waits for the bell to come. As soon as we touch the glove, this little motherfucker starts sitting down. I think I swept him once, and I could just see it in his eyes. Bro wanted to kill me, but After from that point on, like we had a couple conversations. We sparred, I think, again that same week, but on Saturday, which is like our MMA sparring. We kind of got into it, and he got mad, but we chopped it up, and I realized that's just who he was. But I like that kind of fire in guys, like that passion, because that lets me know they love the game. So that's my boy right there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jack right there too. I think it's really important that if you can identify, we're gonna be best friends, off the mats, off the field, off the court or whatever. But
Mm.
you have that mentality that like I'm gonna kill you while we're at practice. That's how you get great right there, man. You're not
Hmm.
gonna get there, if you're gonna act the same way you do off the mats, and like you're not gonna get nowhere for both anybody's career. But if you can go at each other, act like you guys are the worst enemies in the world while you're training, and then just be boys afterwards. Those are the best friendships in life. It really is.
That's what real growth happen. Especially as a man, right? Like this is like outside of the fighting realm, but as a man, if you don't have guys around you who can point you out on your bullshit or hold you to a high standard, because that's essentially what you're doing when you're coming at me in the gym and you're pushing me to my limits. You're holding me to the highest standard possible,
Yeah,
right? And even if we're not on the same level, you're holding me to the highest standard that you can, and that is real respect in a sense. You know what I mean? And then if you can chop it up after and not take it personal, it's like we smooth after that.
exactly. Yeah, I think it's so big. You can't really ever take anything personal in life. If not, then you're just gonna live a miserable life, man. That's just kind of how it goes. So you can't ever take anything like that personal. So that's awesome to hear that. Shout out to Jack, bro, for sure. He deserves that from what it sounds like. Sounds like a really good dude. But my next
Yeah.
question for you, Markel, there's been really just two big spots the UFC's had. They had the Sphere in 2024,
Mm.
and then it looks like next year you're gonna have the White House in 2026. So if it was up to you, if the Sphere did come back next year for some reason, if they did do that again, would you rather fight on the White House card or fight on the Sphere card?
I'm not really a big fan of the spear shit just because of all the lights and everything. I would go White House, but honestly, I wouldn't even go those two. I would go MSG.
Okay, okay,
MSG, that bro, that's the pinnacle. That's the peak of fighting, of combat sports. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's our modern times Rome, Gladiator Stadium. Like, MSG is where so much history is had, just because of the history. But if I'm going off of those two, I would say White House. I would say White House.
okay. I mean, that's an awesome call out though for MSG. I'm actually going to New York in a month. I'm not going next weekend, but I am going
Yeah.
to make sure I go to Madison Square Garden. I've never been there before, but it's like you said. I mean, any athlete growing up, it doesn't matter what sport you're in, that is the pinnacle of any sports arena in the country. And I'll vouch for MSG over anything, man. I mean, especially as a combat sports athlete like you, the young age you are, that has to be an absolute dream to fight there one day. And continue down the road that you're on, bro, I definitely can see you on an MSG card coming up. I mean, I know they're going there next week, but they go there every year. So
I'm trying to go to MSG and do somebody how Connor did Eddie.
yeah, man. Oh man, that's one of the all-time great performances there. I mean, Connor that night. I can't. I'm gonna get Khabib fans on me, bro. If I speak up too much,
Hey,
but
don't say too much, bro. Hey, I done dealt with a couple of those fans. When I fought on
yeah,
Contender, it
I
was
gotta
crazy.
watch my mouth, bro. I can't get into. I like to be cool with everybody, bro. I like to be a guy that people like me, but I think on that night Connor probably could have beat anybody. I said it, guys. I don't really care. He was just locked in, bro. He was piecing it.
Hey, they about to DM you right now. They haven't even heard it yet. They felt it.
Yeah. I already like my phone's already buzzing right now underneath the do not disturb. Like it's just flying off. These guys are gonna cook me. But anyways, Markel, that's actually ironic that you said MSG is your dream fight spot because my last rapid fire question I got for you: who do you think wins the main event next week, Islam or JDM, and why?
I would say, fuck. You know what? Like, well, recency bias, just how JDM has looked, and he's just such a big body. This is okay. MMA math, right? MMA math usually doesn't work, but in my head, JDM is two weight classes bigger than Volk. He worked with Craig Jones the same way Volk worked with Craig Jones. If he thought Volk was strong and he thought Volk was hard to hold in those positions, it might be twice as hard to hold JDM down. You know what I mean? Because I don't think JDM has great wrestling. I think he'll get taken down, but
For
I
sure.
do think he has good scrambles and good ability to get back to the feet. So I don't know. I'm gonna go JDM, but man, them Dagestani boys, they I don't know what it is, but they might be pulling stuff out of the hat, man. They always get it done.
They do, and I completely agree right there. I think the biggest thing next week to look forward to in the main event is, can Islam match what Jack is going to look like in the octagon that night? I think if Jack can be bigger than Islam, I could definitely see Jack winning that fight. But if Islam can match that weight and match the strength and how thick he's going to be in there,
Yeah.
I think Islam can definitely get it done. But I mean, I think JDM at an underdog position right now, I'm kind of on your side, Markel. I think JDM can definitely win this fight. I know we got the whole Dagestan thing. They always pulled out. I don't know. MSG is a crazy place. Crazy things happen. So I think JDM can do it next week, bro.
But if I'm selfish and I just want to see another good fight, I hope Islam wins so he can fight Taporia.
Oh my God. Oh, that'd be fireworks, bro. And
That'd
especially
be hey,
a lightweight division too, man. I mean,
yeah.
that's
Well, Taporia said he would go up.
yeah, he's crazy, bro. He's crazy. He don't care,
Crazy.
man. Especially with him. I think he just recently got divorced too. So I'm sorry he's going through that. I'm not offending him by saying that, but my God, whoever whoever fights him next, look,
Ah,
look.
hey, let him be. Let him live in peace. He over here
I
suffering. You like,
know.
man, he just got a divorce.
Um, I
So
think
you
he's got
saying he gonna
a new
take his
girl
anger
though.
out on Islam?
He's already got a new girl, bro. And so I don't even really feel bad saying that. Ilya's already got a new girl. I
He
think he
might
got
got
the
a few
divorce.
of
He
them. You
already
never
has.
know. He never know. He might have a few of
Yeah, he might, man. You never know with people nowadays, bro. So that's funny right
them.
there. That's definitely like I want that to be the main event at the White House for sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm glad you see that too. But Markel, I have gotten my final question for you, man. I ask every single fighter this that's an active fighter before they leave the channel. What's your final message to the fans tuning in to watch this interview right now to continue to watch your journey in the UFC, brother?
Um, just keep watching, man. I think the journey, especially in the UFC, started off slow, but the ball is getting rolling downhill, and it'll change here real soon. So keep supporting, and then these next couple fights gonna be some ones to see for sure, for sure.
Absolutely, man. I can't agree more. I'm glad I got to have you on here tonight, bro. It sounds like we got some similarities on the way we think about stuff. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you finally putting this together for me. Markel doesn't do a lot of interviews, guys, so it was an honor to get him on here tonight. And can't wait to see whenever you get that next fight book, bro. And can't wait to get you back on here for that. It's an honor to have you on here tonight, brother. And I can't wait to see what happens for you going forward.
yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Absolutely. MarQuel Mederos, everybody. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. Continue to watch his journey. This dude's going to be a badass in the UFC for years to go forward. But until next time, we'll see you guys on Hawk Sports. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Peace.
Yes, sir.